Hey guys, Terry Red here, and in this video I am showing off our final revision of the Tarcisio ARC that we'll be releasing with Pinup Popper 1.4. Tarcisio has made up a couple of different versions, and this is what I came up with, which is kind of a combination of a couple of them that best utilizes the space for performance, but also gives lots of information, and it just looks amazing. And I'm also going to show off my transparent videos that I've made to work with this, because Pinup Popper 1.4 supports transparent videos, 24-bit videos. And as a result, just like I did with the bar, the Tarcisio bar transparent videos, I can do the same for this, and it's pretty neat stuff. So I'm just going to show how this looks, guys. So let's just go through and take a look at some stuff. So, alright, so if you go into a playlist, you're going to get this. And you can see how it's laid out. You have your manufacturer, your date, playlist is on the left, how many games on the bottom, the emulator on the right, and this center line, center section here is your actual game. And there you can see it has a perfect amount of space for just about everything that you'd ever want there. It looks beautiful. And you can have a completely different arc for every single playlist. So you can do almost anything you want. So I'm just going to go through and I'll try loading something up here. I don't know, what am I going to do here? Sure, okay. So this is going to be just a standard transparent loading video.
Join the circus. You must defeat me.
So see how it's like it perfectly matches? That's a video. That's not a picture. That's an actual 24-bit transparent video playing over top of the playfield video from Popper, and a perfect transition to the game. You didn't even tell when the game actually started, and that was the whole point. By having a transparent 24-bit video, not a GIF, but a full 24-bit video, you can have very cool looking stuff, and then have it switch to the game, and you don't even realize it. At least in Visual Pinball, you can do that. Because I'm using borderless full screen, or new full screen, you can do that. And then it comes back nice. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show some custom transparent loading videos that I've done here. And there's some pretty neat stuff I've come up with here. Alright, so for fire, I'm going to show off something I did similar to what I did with the bar. So now you can see I was able to make use of the whole bottom area for a bigger video, and then I have a separate video inside the arc, like embers going off, and then you see it's going to transition perfectly to the table. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? And then I'm going to go to another one here. Alright, so for this one, this is the VP version of Jaws. So I'll show that one off. Just watch this. I'm a little demented, but hey, I love it.
You're gonna need a bigger motion.
Look at that, Mickey Mouse getting chased by a shark, and then the shark's teeth coming down. You can see the water raising up and down, and I don't know. I just think that's great. And then we go back, and I'm trying to think of some other ones here. What else did I do? Alright, and then Walking Dead has its own specific one as well.
We are the Walking Dead.
So the thing to keep in mind is the way Popper works in 1.4 is the way it takes a priority for video is it'll go by the playlist media first, if there is any. Or sorry, it'll first go by a game's media first, if there is any, and then if not, it'll go by the playlist media, if there is any, and if it doesn't have any of that, then it'll go into the emulator default and show that. And look at that. Look how beautiful that transitions. There we go, and then we can go back to our main. So we'll show off some of these other ones that I have here as well. Let me think here. Sure, we could do horror. Okay, so you saw The Walking Dead. Now I'll explain. This is going to be a playlist video. So everything in this playlist, because you can see now that we're in the horror and thriller playlist, everything that you see in here, even if it's the same game, you know, or sorry, if it's something like The Walking Dead that has its own video, that video will play for a loading video. For everything else that doesn't have a loading video, it's going to use whatever the playlist video is, not the emulator in this case. So in this case, it's going to be horror and thriller. So so if we load up Addams Family, this is what we're going to get. Okay, maybe not quite appropriate for Addams Family, but I think it's hilarious. I love. Oh man, look at that. That's freaking. That's funny. And you can have audio with your loading videos too. You know, you don't just have, you can have launch audio and loading video audio if you want. So you can mix things up pretty good there. So even though some of these other ones are like different systems, like for example, Pinball FX3, right? Playlist, emulator. It's going to show you what everything is based on the system. Say Visual Pinball. So it's really nice. It gives all the info, the main info that you would ever actually need. So any of these will use that video, except for Walking Dead because it had its own specific video. So let's go into Marvel here. So same thing, all of these, even though they're different systems like FX3 or VPX, because I don't have any game-specific loading videos, they're all going to use this one playlist video that I have for loading. And there you go, you got Captain America's shield there, spinning around. Look at that. Simple, but I don't know, pretty neat. And then we'll try something with sci-fi. So same thing again, even though it's FX3 and all these other ones, it would use the playlist video for this one if it didn't have its own specific one. So for example, Attack from Mars, that was Visual Pinball, right? But because I don't have a specific loading video for it, it's going to use this one. And then I just used a Matrix, you know, code video to match the sci-fi theme media I already had. Nice. Look at that perfect transition, man. That is so freaking cool. And you can see, like, you know, like I've got a pretty decent system, and this is running in full 4K. So right now, like the bar used 2160 by 648. This one's using 2160 by 1080 for the actual full image and the loading videos. Because transparent videos or transparent images do require a lot more CPU usage. But you can see it's for me it's running really nicely. So we'll go to Star Wars, and same thing, same idea. You know, different arc, different loading video for the playlist.
Come to the dark side.
And there you can see I just did some like a star field effect, you know. But I mean, you could have anything, like maybe an R2-D2 head that spins around, or you know, maybe some X-wing TIE fighters flying around. Who knows? And there you go, perfect transition. And I think that's most of what I'm trying to think if there's anything I missed. Oh yeah, we absolutely did miss some. Hold on a second here. Okay, I forgot burning rubber. This is hilarious. Watch this, guys. First of all, you'll see there's gravel for like a road texture. But watch when you load anything in this playlist. I love it, man. Absolutely love it. It's like dinky cars. And for Indy 500, it's something similar, but just a little bit different.
I am ready to play. Careful with those buttons.
And see, I got the whole bottom using a video, and then I just had Formula 1 cars driving around in a circle. and then it just goes right to the game perfectly. And again, everything in here would use that first video I showed you, except for Indy 500 because it had its own specific game loading video. And see, you can still see the playlist and whatever system that you're playing it on. Perfect. So the only thing left, I think, would be MAME, which doesn't really have anything unique, but I wanted to show it because you can see it works really nice. It shows all the info, like the manufacturer, the date, and the games. You know, it works really nicely, and it looks good. So you can see that, you know, Popper can actually work quite nicely as a MAME front end without being, you know, overburdened by all the extra stuff that those tend to want with all the tons and tons of different media they have. But see, like, look at that. Look at how cool that is, man. It'll play just fine. And then I just use the standard loading video for that. And there you go. And that went right to our game. So there you go. And I think that's now FX3 and Future Pinball will use them. I'll show you with one of them here. So for FX3,
I am ready to play.
see it uses its own, but you saw it switches so quickly to FX3 that you don't get to see it very long. And same thing with Future Pinball as well. It'll work, but it'll switch to a loading screen very quickly.
I am ready to play. Careful with those buttons.
Now sometimes you might see it pop up in front of this. Now if you were to run Future Pinball in a forced borderless windowed mode, then it might work fine with that, you know, but by default, Future Pinball is a kind of full screen exclusive type, so that's why you usually can't see media pop up in front of it normally. Just on the back glass, but not in the playfield. So that's it, guys. There we go. And you can see, yep, even Bezball's on there. So, yeah, so that's it. That's basically all I wanted to show you guys. So, you know, I really love how this new ARC turned out and how all the information laid out looks, and, you know, how the transparency videos are working if you get a little creative and you know how to do some video editing, you know. Like for me, to make those videos, I have to first make them as an uncompressed AVI, which is huge in 4K type videos, and then do my conversion after the fact with FFmpeg, you know, because it has to be a perfect quality or you'll get artifacting on the edges, and you don't want that. So yeah, so keep an eye out. You know, 1.4 will be released eventually, guys. You know, I know you've been waiting a while for it, you know, but we've been squashing bugs and fixing other problems, you know, so that way it'll be really good for you guys when she gets out there, and I can't wait for you guys to get a hold of it too. So just keep an eye out, and I'll see you in another video.